faster than light speeds, dodging light in
That's
part 2.
tough to
So
do.
that's just an argument for Pillarman cars. So what happens when you give them the ultimate life form?
I asked ahead of time the stuff I want to do because I know I'm going to do them, or rather have to.
In this example, part 3 Dio, in stats,
I want to
because
prepare
he's
for
the
school
ultimate
first,
life
but
form, regardless of stand shenanigans.
damn it,
Dio's greatest highs
I want to get
are
shit
should
done.
be able
I
to
want to
match
get
them,
the
if
annoying
not
shit
just
done first.
surpass them. As in part 2, it stated that Pillarmen just are naturally stronger than vampires. So the ultimate life form in this example should be above even that. So basically, give ultimate cars all of Dio's stats, but just put a plus next to them. And there you go. But there is a bit of a loophole, and that is stand shenanigans. And technically, stands are of alien origin, but they did adapt here on Earth. So it's like really weird on how you see it. Cars could theoretically match anybody with a stand in terms of physical stats, but stand users could just straight up not be natural to Earth's environment, leading to the idea that cars possibly couldn't match a stand user in terms of abilities and stats, meaning that the example I just literally used wouldn't work. But it's technically going off the idea of just pure vampiric ability and not stand stats. And if you do think like that, there's still technically the argument that, well, the guy is literally super immortal and would literally require a one-shot or just a very powerful ability to beat him in general, because, 8 million different hack abilities he can use at literally once if you wanted to. So that's still the reason why I still place him in B tier, at least in high B tier. Cars is really powerful no matter
Really, Liusu?
Quite literally the gatekeeper to the
Really?
characters in the series. So for context, all of these characters above Ultimate Cars, in stats and ability-wise, should be able to beat him. On top of that, either come from a different universe where nature might be a bit different, / some stand shenanigans might be involved, so they might not be 100% human. / natural to Earth's environment. So he shouldn't be able to copy them. So starting off with low A tier, we have Made in Heaven Pucci. Surprisingly enough, out of all the characters on this list, this is the most easiest one to explain. So basically, the reason why Pucci is this far up on the list is, well, infinite to immeasurable speed hacks. It quite literally states in the Part 6 manga stand stat guide that he literally has infinite speed / his speed is able to rival that of God. I don't know what else to explain to you to prove this point. He's pretty fucking fast, and how Pucci's speed would work would technically classify him under immeasurable speed here in the power scaling community. Surprisingly, his most interesting stat
Oh yeah, I forgot about the realm. My money for artifact. No.
And Dio, Star Platinum and the world should be at least relatively the same in terms of stats, meaning that Jotaro can at least endure mountain level plus attacks from Dio and the world, meaning that his durability is much higher than his AP. And with an argument I'd say pretty consistently on other people's channels and mine, where
I'm gonna farm for Ayaka material.
Should be at least relatively the same throughout all the parts, means that technically part 6 Jotaro
Sakura blooms take a while. I don't have the liberty of time anymore. Now that school's gonna go back. So I'll farm for Sakura when the time comes.
This realm is true.
But I have enough time for everything else, though.
He blitzes everybody on this list except for like 2. And that's mainly because, he gets out-hacked, because speed's one thing, but
If you ever have
plus abilities coming up here. So at the top of A tier is Funny Valentine and D4C Love Train. If Pucci is just raw stats and speed, Funny Valentine is literally just stand hacks and totally opponent beat. The main gimmick of D4C Love Train is the Light Barrier. The Light Barrier has the ability to redirect Misfortune. Usually Misfortune in this scenario is attacks. This Misfortune will literally be shot across time and space, affecting another person, probably most likely killing them. The Light Barrier is basically undefeatable, as it takes an infinite amount of energy, in this case attack energy, not speed energy, you to actually overcome this light barrier. Technically, as long as Funny Valentine is in between the light barrier, he is basically unkillable, as Misfortune will be directed towards somebody in some different time, place, or nearby. But oh brother, does it get worse. Technically, he has infinite lives and an extremely powerful one-shot ability. Also, he can spawn more of himself. Enter D4C's basic abilities. So before getting to corpse parts and evolving his stand, Funny Valentine had access to Dirty Deeds done dirt cheap, for short D4C. When Funny Valentine is placed in between 2 objects that put in on themselves, he's able to enter parallel worlds. Thanks to this ability, Funny Valentine can bring more Funny Valentines into his world. Note, these Funny Valentines are just regular people, but having more of yourself is still a really good thing. In a worst case scenario, if Funny Valentine
Shine for me. Glaze over. No touching. Barbados, guide us. Pew! Blazing delight! Woo! Hi-ya! Woo! Boing, boing, boom! My guiding stars! Yay, I did it!
What?
Oh, wait. No, I didn't. Not now. Cole, line to command. Access denied. The night is cold, born of ice and frost. Wind, hear me. Not now.
Oh my god, how and when did you get there?
Access denied. This is long overdue. Boing, boing, boom! Don't be scared. Jumpy, jumpy, go! No touching. Yeah. Boom! Boing, boing, boom! Cole, line to command. The night is cold. Jumpy, jumpy, go! Access denied. I'm just way out of practice. Blaze over. Woo! Da-da-da. Boing, boing, boom!
Logic, which it's able to affect Calamity on top of that, affecting you and everything you try to do to pursue the head doctor / Toru. It's able to control Logic so much it's able to affect all of society on a planetary scale and even a timeline scale. Do you know why Momozuki died at the end of Part 8? It's because Jesus Christ literally moved west. If it wasn't for that action, Steel Ball Run wouldn't have occurred, Johnny wouldn't have gone to Japan, and the events of Part 8 Jojoin wouldn't have gone down the did if it wasn't for Logic, Calamity playing a part in society, being manipulated by Toru and Wonder View. Note, it's only Logic and Calamity who's manipulating in society, not all of fate, but at least a small portion of things' fates. This is the quick summary on how this ability works, as it's far more complicated and would take at least 15 minutes to explain at bare minimum to really grasp what it actually truly does. I have made previous videos on this. If you're a new fan watching this, please go watch those other videos. They are extremely helpful and helped a lot of people out. Thankfully, Araki does give a kind of quick TLDR guide to this entire video and thinks that Calamity is the strongest thing in the series. Guess what Calamity is? Wonder View. Wonder View is literally Calamity energy. For people that doubt that, literally the ending panel of Jojoin of Wonder View literally being let loose because Toru is dead now. Also, by the way, if Toru dies, Wonder View just kind of roams free to do whatever it wants Calamity-wise. It's basically unkillable too if you don't have Soften when going on. On top of that, Toru can't actually be hurt at all, as everything follows under logic that Wonder View can manipulate, so nothing can actually hurt him. So he's untouchable and can destroy you in one shot if try to push him hard enough, which is pretty insane. So basically, this thing can defeat everybody on this list, probably at once. Imagine the most goofy scenario. Yep, it probably wins. I don't know, like D4C Love Train, in between the light barrier, Funny Valentine steps on a pebble, he braces back. I'm not joking, that literally possibly could happen, because Calamity is weird, and Wonder View is able to manipulate logic. I'm not joking, that a literal pebble can defeat everybody on this list. That's how busted this character is. And for the people that want stats, literally grab the greatest stats from literally the strongest villains in the series and just apply them to 20. There you go. So basically, everything plus, and he's somewhere in the range of high mountain plus. Technically, that could be way higher, but we're just going to keep it at that for right now. So here are my final thoughts on placement of these characters. Do I think this is 100% accurate? Kind of. While I did think about it for a very long time, with this buff,
Jumpy Dumpty Duck.
there's certainly some matching, like better access character has with this character. Maybe swap out with follow or maybe like cheap cars, but to be honest, I think they're so minor that they wouldn't to be changed. I think everybody's at least tiered correct. And for a definite fact, Super Mario 47 statement, Torn should literally be at the top of everybody's list. If it's not, that person is on some serious cold. Now, this is just my opinion. If you think there are some changes to be made, go ahead.
Boing, boing, boing.
Well, if you did enjoy the video, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, stay hydrated. See you in the next one.
I'm not uploading any videos, but I do have Google open. I did a charge attack there.
The vast majority of Breath of the Wild don't see Princess Zelda. She's locked up in the Hyrule Castle, fighting to keep Calamity Ganon. She's only seen in the game's memories, cutscenes taking place 100 years earlier, and heard when she speaks to Link telepathically. That is, until the very end of the game, when, together with Link, Zelda destroys Dark Beast Ganon, ending the Calamity free. Hero and Princess meet for the first time in a century. With Hyrule finally free from torment, Zelda announces that she plans to travel to Zora's domain to offer condolences to King Rifan for the loss of the river and to fix Divine Beast Faruta, which stopped working. Together, Zelda hopes, the pair can begin to rebuild their kingdom to its former glory, or even not. We're not sure exactly how long after this moment it is the kingdom takes place. We can assume that the events that happen underground are the earliest events in the game, because Link's right arm is intact, not yet burned by malice or glowing magic. Except for a slightly different champion's tuning, Link is pretty much the same here, and so does Zelda, with a notable exception of a much shorter haircut. Events that happen underground are a little unclear. Link and Zelda discover Ganondorf's body, which, to their horror, comes back to life. Malice erupts throughout the chamber, causing the ground to crumble, rocks to fall from the ceiling, and Zelda fall. In the 2023 trailer, we see what happens next. Link drops the Master Sword and jumps after her, though the scene cuts before we see if he manages to catch her. In the 2021 trailer, we see a clip of Zelda actually falling out of sight and into darkness. The pose in these two shots is exactly the same, right hand stretched out. These clips are the same event, moments apart. There is this shot of Link grabbing Zelda's hand, but it doesn't seem to be Link catching her. The background doesn't move. Zelda's hand reaches up to Link more than Link reaches down to Zelda. It looks less like she's falling, more like Link is climbing something. This bit is different. In the beginning of Tears of the Kingdom, Zelda falls.
A new job.
This is the last we see of the princess in Tears of the Kingdom.
Not now.
Nowhere to be seen.
Don't be scared.
Go.
It's like when she falls,
Try.
she vanishes from the game. So, does she die? Or is there something we're not seeing?
Barbados, guide us.
Let's have a look at the possibilities of Zelda's role. There's a terrifying possibility that Zelda
What the?
Try.
Born of ice and frost.
But when they finally revealed the name of Tears of the Kingdom, it didn't sound like the massive spoiler we expected it to be. However, it's still
that futile?
The fall doesn't kill her, however. She lands in Farah Woods near the Seal's temple, where she meets Old in and begins her own journey parallel to Link's. She travels to the Sky Blue Spring, then attempts to sneak into the Earth Temple, where she's caught and chained up in a dungeon. She's rescued by the young Impa, who guides her to the Earth Spring, to the Temple of Time, and eventually to the distant past. Zelda's quest sees her unlock the memories of her past life as the goddess Hylia. She realizes that her entire life is part of her own grand plan, eventually seals herself in the past to maintain the seal of demise.
In some ways, Breath of the Wild Zelda mirrors the journey of Zelda from Skyward Sword. She travels to the very same sacred springs to try and connect with the goddess. She knows that sacred power has been passed down through the royal bloodline, but she doesn't quite know how sacred. She is the descendant from Zelda from Skyward Sword, the mortal reincarnation of Hylia. And by the end of Breath of the Wild, this Zelda seems to have unlocked her sacred powers, symbolically reconnecting with her divine ancestor.
I've mentioned before in other videos that I think this Ouroboros symbol behind the game's logo, two dragons becoming one blue, could represent a cyclical nature to the relationship between Hylia and Zelda, where, just like how Hylia reincarnated as Zelda, Zelda could in turn reincarnate as Hylia. We can't be sure of this, of course, but it is a possibility, evidenced by things such as the carving of a mysterious, godlike being and a figure that resembles Zelda forming a circle. It makes the most sense for Zelda to be one half the whole, Hylia. It's worth noting that both figures on this carving have a long hair, while Zelda has cut hers short. But we also see this, the same woman seemingly suspending the hair of the tendrils of Alice. Perhaps this is a depiction of Zelda's fall, or her death. Again, this figure has long hair, which is different to Zelda. It could be a legend or prophecy, or depictions of events that happened long ago in the previous incarnation of Zelda, destined to happen again. But either way, assuming this figure is meant to be Zelda, this carving strongly hints at a deeper purpose for the princess in this game. If she does die here, then it's likely that she'll be resurrected, or continue her journey as a spirit, not unlike Spirit Tracks. Hylia essentially died to reincarnate as Zelda, so perhaps Zelda needs to die to once again become Hylia. And in the latest trailer, we saw this.
A pale, feminine figure wearing a dress. While her face is obscured, her body type is very similar to that of Zelda. She's covered in jewelry, bracelets around her arms and wrists, and a long design down her torso reminiscent of the pattern seen on the ancient Zonai and Sky Island stonework. There's even two teardrop-shaped stones which match those seen on the carvings. One notable feature about this figure is that she appears to have short hair. You don't see the same long flowing hair behind her that is depicted on both the woman and the goddess in these carvings. But of course, short hair would make sense if this figure is Breath of the Wild Zelda, who appears to have cut her hair short. The next shot where we see Link reaching up to hold hands with this woman parallels this shot from Skyward Sword, where Zelda, speaking as the goddess Hylia, blesses the Master Sword, turning it into the true Master Sword.
The white and green of her dress and the designs of her jewellery match fairly closely with Link's new Sky outfit, which, again, seems closely linked to these mysterious Sky Islands.
Next on the agenda.
Zelda, then it's the first time we see her after she falls into the pit. Perhaps, if Zelda does die from this fall, then this figure is her spirit or soul, explaining why her skin is so pale. Or, if Tears of the Kingdom does see Zelda reconnect with the goddess Hylia in some way, then this figure could be Zelda, but as Hylia, just like in Skyward Sword. This could be Zelda, a divine memories awoken. An interesting detail to note is that what we're assuming is one of the game's opening moments. This champion's tunic is badly burned. The entire right sleeve and half of the torso is missing. This tunic was specially given to Link by Zelda when he became champion. It's not exactly replaceable, yet in later footage we can see Link once again wearing the champion's tunic, his right sleeve unpaired. I suppose this could be explained just
way, would it make the most thematic sense for this tunic to be repaired or replaced by the one who made it? Says Zelda. After Link's arm and the champion's tunic are burned, know that his right arm absorbs this strange green energy. It's covered by a brace like the one worn by the hand holding down Ganondorf. And in this shot, we see it happen. His arm appears to absorb the green energy. This shot probably takes place very close to the beginning of the game, as we see Link shirtless, in plain shorts, just like how he started in Breath of the Wild. This shot could take place in Tears of the Kingdom's equivalent to the Shrine of Resurrection, where Link's arm is healed and he awakens after the resurrection of Ganondorf, Zelda's form, to darkness. With his champion's tunic burned to death, it could be that Link's ancient-looking clothes are either given to him or found on the Sky Islands, some of which I think are very likely to serve as the game's tutorial area. But we know he gets it back.
Now, let's get to the main point of this video.
After
I can stop recording and hopefully the lag will stop.
So, if Zelda returns at some point after her fall, what would it mean for her story? Well, it could be the case that the story of Tears of the Kingdom Zelda will once again mirror that of Skyward Swords, and she'll explore her divine origins. Interestingly, in the Zelda Encyclopedia, it is noted that during the development of Skyward Sword, the team considered turning Zelda's adventure on the surface into a fully playable second quest, one where the player could control Zelda's half of the narrative. So, with the possibility in mind that Zelda may once again fall into darkness and embark on her own journey of enlightenment and awakening, could she be a playable character?
The idea of Zelda being a playable character in Tears of the Kingdom has been discussed ever since the very first teaser trailer. In an interview back in 2019, Zelda producer Eiji Aonuma refused to answer whether or not this was the case. Now, though, the fire has been built after Zelda Socials shared this illustration of the princess. She's obviously depicted just as she is in the caves early on, with short hair, a cloak, a torch, and a hand. But she's also holding a Sheikah slate, something that the tweets call attention to specifically. It's not the same Sheikah slate Link used in the original game. It's thinner, smaller, almost as if it's meant to resemble a Switch rather than a gamepad. There's something interesting on the back. It's a Sheikah eye. It's like a camera lens, similar to the lens of truth in these games, which allow the user to see.
Hey! Which one of you's the ringleader? Step up! It's time to fight. I am Grand Rook Senichi, a giant among giants. Grandmaster Hanakato has demanded the head of the Artaki gang's leader, and I'm here to collect it.
Whoa, he looks fierce and sounds it too. Seems like we're up against a really strong opponent this time.
Dogs that bark
Where do
usually
you get
don't
off,
bite.
huh? And what's the big idea of putting grand in your name? You trying to steal my limelight, you little punk? Okay, giant among giants. Time to cut you down to size.
So tall. And you're an Oni. You look like
So
you could eat me
tall.
for breakfast. Why is a guy like you into beetle fighting? It's just a kid's game. What have I gotten myself into?
Excuse me? Kids game? Oh, you did not just say that. Seems to me like you don't know the first thing about beetle fighting. Your misconception begs correcting by a veteran, my dude.
Yeah, go take him down a notch. You can do it, Bull Chucker.
Looks like this is happening. Fine, bring it on.
It's currently seen in any of the trailers. It's not on her hip or in her hands, meaning that if she does have it, it's either stored in their pack animal or in this pouch. If Zelda falls into darkness right at the beginning of the game, and her story plays out off-screen while Link explores the skies, why give her a Sheikah slate?
Recently, multiple different people have claimed to have been sent a survey by Nintendo, a survey regarding Tears of the Kingdom. In it, they were asked to cast votes on a number of different questions regarding the game's marketing so far, and in particular, one question stands out.
Look down on beetle fighting, rookie. Whatever your name was. Even Paimon gets why it's fun.
And it's not just about fun either. Beetle fighting is about striving to be stronger and the spirit of competition. If you don't understand that,
that's
maybe
pretty
you should find a
stupid.
new hobby.
Being out trash talked. This never happens. Too bad for you, though, because talk is cheap.
Really?
But still, if it is true, then it's incredibly interesting that it mentions pinning Link and Zelda against the dangerous force, and that their loyalty to each other will prevail.
To me, this means that Zelda herself will have a fundamental part to play in the fight against Ganondorf. If she gets laid in her hands, might this be hinting the possibility of a playable Zelda? The new trailer gave us 3 gameplay shots that seem to take place underground. Link fighting a luminous stone talus, Link running away from a high note through a tunnel, and this, a nightmarish forest of mushrooms and strange trees, where pools of malice stain the ground, ghostly particles hang there. This shot is so different to the other underground clips. It looks almost like a dark world, but it is underground. There are stalactites visible in the distance, and the sound of a goblin mine echoes like it's in a giant cavern. The monsters themselves are different down here too. They're cloaked in malice, and little flames, like the flames of spirits in Breath of the Wild and Twilight Princess, flicker a small group by. Could this be where Zelda falls to? Could this hellish place be Hyrule's underworld, a realm of monsters, of spirits, dead? Could Zelda's quest in Tears of the Kingdom, a quest which could focus on her connecting with her divinity, begin her trapped in this twisted netherworld after her death?
For a closer analysis and some good old theorizing about what could await us deep below Hyrule, check out the counterpart to this video over on my channel, Monster Maze, because it might be something far more sinister than just your typical caves and grottos. A big thanks to my friend Celtic for working together with me on these projects, and I hope to see you on the other side.
Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, like, subscribe if you haven't already, and Zelda content. What do you think about Zelda's role in Tears of the Kingdom? Do you think she'll die at the start of the game? A huge thank you as always to channel members, Zelda Bell, Chris, Bryce Grimes, Matthew Rose, Thomas Drury Wang, Celestial Consume, Monkey Gamer Set Official, and Cheers guys, and I'll see you